Recording in progress.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I'd like to welcome you all to my first masterclass, Social Media for Beginners and How to Grow Your Business. Thank you all for coming and being here in attendance. So first of all, this is going to be an interactive mastermind, so I'm going to be asking questions. So first of all, I would like to ask everyone what they like about social media, and if they like it, or they don't like it, and what platforms they're on. So I will start with Janet.
Recording in progress.
Me?
Oh yeah, sorry, Janet Orson.
It's okay.
Hello.
There are a few things I don't like. I don't like about the violation of privacy. I think that sometimes it can be very challenging for me to manage because I can't really feel the person as much. What I like about it is the immediacy of it and the reach of it, which is really nice. Yeah.
So do you have your business on it now at the minute, or are you starting over? Or are you starting new?
It's not that I have my business on it. I will do sessions on it
Okay.
occasionally. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And in what way do you think the privacy is taken away from it, or what way is that affecting?
In media in general, because as soon as you do something, then everything that's related to it comes to you. So I don't like being tracked.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
John Abbott?
Well, I don't like social media, primarily because it takes up way too much time, I think. But I also realize I need to be on it. So the only platform that I'm interested in is LinkedIn. I have zero time for Facebook or Twitter or any of those things. So I'm going to focus on LinkedIn and trying to build my business on LinkedIn.
Brilliant. But at least you're aware of that and you're going to focus on just the one platform, because that's very important as well, and not overwhelming yourself and going on all different platforms. Thank you, John.
Absolutely.
Russell?
Yes, hi. I am also active on LinkedIn. I'm utilizing that to try to build my business. And what I would have to say I don't like about it is that I believe that many of us are invisible. There are just so many people reaching out, trying to accomplish something. Almost nobody is on business for fun. We're all there to try to network and create more business and meet people, and a number of people have around their profile picture a little message that says open to work, and those people are immediately inundated by the masses as soon as they create that profile, and it is very, very difficult to get through to them and have any kind of meaningful interaction, because I would imagine they get contacted by literally thousands of people. So if you're trying to do as I am, to find people with networks, network marketing online, it's difficult to be recognized as a valid person of worth to have a relationship with, and to stand out from the crowd. Standing out from the crowd on LinkedIn is it must be a magical process I have not mastered. Maybe with your help, that will change.
So taken from what you're saying, you're just reaching out to people and prospecting yourself on them. You're not actually building relationships with them. Am I correct in saying that?
I have had cursory relationship conversations with a number of people, specifically when they reach out to me for posting something or my birthday or something like that. But so we have an exchange that's of limited length and quality, and it doesn't, when I've offered to have a conversation with them, there's been no response. It's difficult to, the problem seems to be that everybody is doing the same thing. They're all there to try to build a business relationship or enhance their business or gain additional clients, etc. And so the average LinkedIn member is puts up a wall, and it is not open to very many exchanges, because you're just one of hundreds or many hundreds of outreach messages that they've received, and that they can't. It's very, very difficult to show them that, no, you have something different that they might actually like. I'm trying to let people know about UrVeda, and it doesn't matter if it's new or old. It's just, I'm just one of so many that have likely contacted them that I just blend in with the woodwork, so to speak.
Yes, so say for example, when you are contacting people, are you going straight in with a UrVeda message? You should be open, or you should come look at this opportunity that I have, or are you actually wanting to get to know them? Do you have something in common with them? Are you reaching out to them in that way, or is it just like, look at my opportunity, look at my business, like they're reaching out to you?
I think I have tried every approach under the sun, and one of my weaknesses, if you want to call it that, is that I am not. I have no BS in me. So for me to reach out and try to have a long multi-week or month conversation before it turns around to the initial reason that I reached out to them doesn't really gel well with me. It is, I have an agenda, and I don't want to make believe I don't.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Tim, I'd like to take it over to you.
Kathleen, I'm basically afraid of it. I'm afraid of loss of privacy. I'm afraid, not knowing what to do with it. That's the biggest problem. So when I switch on LinkedIn or Facebook, I tend not to use it, because I'm just afraid that you lose your privacy, because you think that everyone can see what you're doing. In other words, if I look at somebody else's profile, I think they're, well, contacted.
Your volume is gone, Tim. Sorry.
Sorry, is it the voice?
Yeah, now I can hear you again.
Oh, that's better. It's just that you think that somebody knows that you've looked at them. So your privacy is gone. So that's my biggest worry about it, not knowing what to do with it, and being afraid of it.
Okay. And what platform do you think you'd be most comfortable on? Is it Facebook you prefer, or LinkedIn?
Well, LinkedIn probably is the one that I've been looking at. Facebook, I never joined it up until this.
Yeah.
And I have to depend on John for the advice, I'll be honest with you. That's the...
And with that, is it the privacy you don't like, or is it the fear of the people that you're friends with, you don't want them to see what you're doing?
Yeah, it's all down to privacy.
Yeah, okay.
And if I looked at your profile, would you know that I was looking at you?
Well, you can put it on private settings, but I would recommend putting it on public, because I want people to see that I'm looking at their profile, so they can interact with me. We can connect and see if we have a relationship to build on that, and then go into business from there. I'm not going to jump straight into business talk with them. It's like if you meet someone on the street and you're walking down and you meet them, and you're not just going to go, hello, how are you? I want to tell you about this opportunity, UrVeda.
Yes.
it doesn't make any sense. You have to kind of look at it from that point of view and how you're going to work and build a relationship with someone online. Take it from there. And that's why it's important to see if you have connections and what other interests you have with them, not just randomly adding someone that you might have no interest in just for the sake of connecting with them.
Okay.
But
Right, I'm here to learn.
If you are on LinkedIn, you can also not have your family members as your friends if you don't want. You don't have to let them know what you're doing on LinkedIn or your friends and things like that for them to see. Like they won't be actually on your page then and seeing everything you post unless they actually go and search you, but they won't be seeing it on their newsfeed.
Well, I suppose LinkedIn is not too bad because LinkedIn is more business.
Yeah.
And, business is public anyway.
Yes.
Facebook is private, or it's social. It's family. It's whatever you want to call it. Friends, and that's the bit I have the problem with more than anything else.
Yeah, I agree. Like I personally myself, like I am on Facebook. I don't personally like it. I love LinkedIn, business to business. I love Instagram as well. I love sharing things on Instagram, but I know Facebook, but it never has been my favorite one to go onto. So I can understand that.
Okay, so my problem is knowing how to use it safely.
Perfect. Thank you, Tim.
Okay.
Dr. Janet, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for this. I love the perspectives that we're getting. And where I can relate to each of y'all so far. I started on social media quite a long time ago. I started on Facebook with ads to promote my work. And I wasn't real successful with that. So there were a few things that happened here and there. And then I have a son whose title, he works for a company called Keep, which is an international company. It used to be Infusionsoft. So his title is like marketing sales guru. And he believes, claims that he began the whole concept of selling to serve many years ago. So he watches every single thing that I post, and I'll have it up there in a second. I'll get a response back from him, correct this, why did you do that, da, 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 da. And it's kind of intimidating to me. And I've been trained by several different coaches, really good coaches, who have encouraged me to go back to Facebook and to, use Facebook, not the business page, which I have, but to use my personal page as a business page as well, just to kind of merge them all together. So when I do that, he will, again, come on real quick. Why are you selling to your friends? And, this and that. So I have that always going in the background. I call him my Facebook cop. And I will often give him my feedback on how that feels to me. Yeah. So in that way, I've been held back, I think, a little by just that feeling of, family, friends. Should I go on Facebook? Should I strictly be on the business page? But then if I'm only on Facebook business page, I don't have that big of a following. And to transfer it over is almost impossible. So I'm also on Instagram, which I love, and LinkedIn. And LinkedIn has also been a little kind of out of my reach for some time. I'm just getting more comfortable with LinkedIn. And I realize I have a lot to learn about LinkedIn, because I've spent so much of my time on Facebook and Instagram. I don't do Twitter at all, and I have no desire to do it. So, or TikTok,
You don't
now
have to do, you just see what ones are working for you. So what ones do you think out of Instagram or Facebook is actually working the most for you? Which ones do you enjoy? And do you enjoy your son's feedback from that? Is it positive feedback or is it always negative? Do you get
It's
anything
always
out of it?
something, so he's very critical. I wonder, how did you get like that? Oh, okay.
Well, maybe it would be an idea if you don't actually enjoy his feedback, blocking him from your
Well,
page.
I have done that before, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he'll respond to me in some other way. Mother, you can't block your son. It always starts with mother. Mother, now what are you doing?
Well, if it was me, I would
So
be definitely
anyway.
blocking him.
We kind of bounce each other around like that. That's okay.
Thank
And
you.
I'll get over it. It's like I was sort of intimidated for a few days, and then I just said, well, whatever. And I continued on with my Facebook posts, and he'll just have to get used to it, or he can block me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do you.
Yeah. So I do like Facebook. I do like Instagram. And I feel like LinkedIn is a little more removed. It's not as social. And when I first went on LinkedIn, I've been on a long, long time, and it felt very intellectually competitive. There was a different edge to it. When I first started, it's getting more relaxed now. It's become more relaxed where I can be comfortable. And, I feel like I can be more myself. But I think at the beginning, I felt like I had to be in my doctor academic role. And I just don't do that. I have my degrees, but I'm still me.
Yeah, and you can't change who you are. You have to be yourself and comfortable being yourself. And maybe if that's you being on Instagram or Facebook, and maybe trialing out LinkedIn and see if it is for you, going back and testing it. What are you actually getting results from? Where is the results coming? Who are you connecting with most? Who is your target audience?
I think my target audience I should be on LinkedIn, are women in corporate, CEOs, entrepreneurs in leadership positions, or who would like to be in a leadership role. I came from a background of corporate leadership, educational leadership. So that's who I'm targeting.
Well, brilliant. We're going to go through LinkedIn today, so you'll enjoy
Sure.
this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laurie?
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Laurie.
I'm excited about this because my biggest issue with social media is I have no idea what I'm doing, not zero. So, but I feel like there's needs to be like an acceptance of its necessity, and then choose one platform and get good at it. So that's my plan. I'm fairly comfortable with Facebook mechanically, and it's familiar. Do I love it? No, but I don't probably love any of them. So, but that's the one that I feel like I could probably create some sort of an authentic presence on that and feel comfortable with it and develop relationships from that standpoint, because I already have a bunch of friends on Facebook that have, come to my classes and done things. So it's kind of all mixed up. So I'd like to create a nice business page on Facebook and then just get really comfortable with the interaction and get comfortable with video. I'm not comfortable with video at all. And I think maybe I get in my head about it, and I kind of feel like I'm maybe being judged. So then I come off like I'm guarded, that kind of thing. So I just want to get a little bit more comfortable with my own authenticity and not really worry about too much about the video itself, just stay out of my head and focus more on how I can effectively deliver my message. So that's just kind of, I could have a lot of conversations about social media and a lot of the negatives. And, when it first came out, I remember thinking to myself, How can you open something that big up that quickly with so little parameters and safety mechanisms? I remember thinking that years ago with the internet. And then, so I guess that's the nature of the beast, and we have to decide how we're going to participate in it. And if we're going to participate in it, then we need to participate in a way where we like what we're doing. Because whenever you have to do something, you need to really enjoy what you're doing, or you're going to avoid doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and that's why it's about choosing one platform that you're comfortable in and that you want to do. And if you don't like doing videos and you think,
well, I think that I would like to get good at them, because I do think that where I'm going in my career here, it's going to be a requirement. And I'm not personally uncomfortable around people. It's the video thing,
is
you know,
it-
so,
is it the fact looking
but
at the camera at yourself, or is it actually
Yeah.
putting it out there to the audience?
there's a feeling of like I'm talking into nothingness, I guess. And I was thinking, like, Jane did a live class with her master class, and I was thinking that would be kind of comfortable for me, because then there would be real people right in front of me. So that kind of, freaks me out a little bit. But I mean, I just think that that's something you have to learn to get comfortable with and find a way to do it.
And it's all about
So-
practicing as well, and just putting yourself out there and seeing if it
Yeah.
was working for you. I see
Yeah.
Darrell has her hand up if she wants to have an input. We can't hear you. Darrell, we can't hear you.
Click. Okay. Lori, I want to just say to you, I used to have the same problem. I used to think, oh my gosh, I got to get on this camera and I got to go talk to people. And I don't even know who in the world I'm talking to. They might not even be anybody. And I don't want to sit there and talk to myself. It was really, really live within me. And it was really difficult. And I told my friend that lives in California, at the time she was living in California. She said, Darla, I want you to remember something. Every time you turn that camera on, I might not be sitting there right now when you're talking, but I'm waiting for that video. I want to hear it. So imagine you're talking to me. And if you imagine that you're talking to me, you can say anything you want because you're talking to me. And when she told me that, it shifted in me. The first few times were really just biting my own nails, biting the bit on it. But after a couple of them, it got easy. And it really became so easy that I don't mind doing it.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to that. And thank you for that, Darla. I appreciate it.
look at it and think of your best friend and just start talking.
Thank you for sharing, Darla. Great advice. Thank you. Darla, I'm going to come over to you now about social media.
To me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Your voice is so soft and I'm hearing impaired, so I might say huh a couple times.
You're okay. What do you like about social media or not like?
Well, your first question was about what am I on? Let me see. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Anchor, Mighty Network, Noble Bowman, Beacons AI, UrVeda, and even Everbright. When it comes to being in the network, I'm in the network. I'm in all of as many as I can be. Now, do I stay on every single one of them every day? Not at all. I stay on the ones that are important. Most of them have fallen off. Some of them I stay with LinkedIn. I have that active. I check on it every few days. My Facebook, where everybody else cannot stand Facebook, that's where I got comfortable. Because I was able to create both the business page and my regular page, and I got caught up in that and boosting stuff for a little while. But I realized I was getting more attraction on my regular Facebook page because not only were my friends and family there, but I had a ton of other people that were always popping in. Wait a minute. Oh, because the routine and the algorithms start changing. And if you stay in it during the different times of the day, it keeps popping you back up. And I had to figure that out. but I always have been, I'm a writer, I'm an author and an illustrator. So I do a lot of things that require to be out there and being seen. And I realized that the one space that everyone sits there and rolls through like a newspaper feed all day long was Facebook. So I literally just got comfortable with the fact that the public eye, okay, I don't want it to be limited. I want to be around the world.
Yeah.
So actually, Facebook became my favorite place because I could organically create my own stuff, throw in my own pictures, and make it mine. Or I could pick and choose and click and create. So Facebook wasn't so intimidating for me because I'm a social butterfly. So it was like, ooh, let me go get on the social network. Let me go play. Well, that for me became my strong point. I was like, oh, and everybody else started coming going, how did you do that? I've had people go, can I hire you to just set my pictures on Facebook and write something about it? Sure. Why not? I mean, it's separate. I'm going over to their place. It's my time. They're paying me for my time, but in my content, but I'm sitting there just plugging away their stuff. I mean, Facebook is an opportunity not for worrying about whether or not your friends or family or this or that or is worried about it. If you have something that's in your heart and you want to get it out, I chose Facebook because that was the one place that actually made it go wherever I wanted it to go. But I do understand the reserve. When I stepped into this position to go onto Facebook, I knew I was stepping into a position that I wanted to be an influencer. I want it to be seen. I want it to be known. So if those things were happening, I needed to be in the one platform that would continue to keep that popping. And Instagram, I didn't get any action on. I can throw pictures all day long, but there's no content, and I'm a writer. I only have so many characters I'm allowed to use. I run out of space and I'm like, yeah, I can't even share what I want to share because I have too many words. So I was like, I'm not about all the pictures, so I didn't stick with it. Now I use Anchor because that is a podcast. It allows me to actually share the different things that I'm doing. So now it's an audio. Not everybody's a video person.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think about that. We need podcasts. We need to be sharing the same content that we're sharing in our video feed in an audio feed. I have all my audios I'm getting ready to upload to my Anchor. I started off with just doing one thing on it, but overall, use the ones that you feel comfortable with. That's where for me, that's why I chose Facebook. Because it was comfortable. It was easy.
Yeah, and you have to be comfortable in what you're doing, and want to do it. You can't be thinking every day, oh God, I have to go on this platform and upload something here or interact with people, because you'll never want to do it. So I want to thank you for sharing great insights. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine, over to you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I am recently just getting more, dedicating more time to being more active on LinkedIn, a little bit on Facebook. I don't really, Instagram doesn't appeal to me. And I guess just like Laurie was saying, once I get used to getting comfortable with all the different steps that are required and probably the etiquette, because there's a slight different etiquette with, the business to business for LinkedIn, and then the more family, more, I suppose softer side or more sharing side with Facebook. So you I find I have to wear two hats because you're talking to two different audiences. But up to about, 3 weeks ago, I was not active at all. But now I'm just making it a priority. And even though I'm sometimes get stressed that I'm not doing it right, or that I'm messing it up, or that I just go for it. But I'm delighted, Kathleen, to be here to learn all the techniques that are going to make my life easier. So yeah, great.
Exactly, Kathleen. And it's all about just taking that daily action, whether you think you're doing it right or wrong, you're doing you, and you're showing the world who you are, and that's who you're going to attract as your audience. Thank you for sharing, Catherine.
Okay.
Jane Fairchild, hi. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Kathleen. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, so I just started really expanding my presence on Facebook in the last 10 months. Before that, I was on it, but I got really tired of seeing so many pictures of people's meals. You know, I just thought, this isn't doing it for me. But once I said I'm really in UrVeda and I'm going for it, and got on fire about it, I went back onto Facebook in a big way. And I have to say I was pleasantly surprised at who and how many people were viewing me and what I had to say, or I would see them at a function or anywhere, and they would stop and say, hey, I think the biggest aha was this woman who was a magazine publisher locally in New York came up to me at a women's networking weekend that I attended. And it was, hi, Jane, congratulations on UrVeda. And I was like, what? Yeah, yes. Oh, yes. You know, I was like, and so it's like, you know, I'm really quite the believer now in Facebook because that's where the only place I've been. And now, you know, prior I was always a networking queen, belonged to 2 Chamber of Commerces, traveling, doing weekends with women's and you name it. And I did it, and I'm one to press the flesh. I like that, and so I guess that makes me a politician or something. But nonetheless, yeah. So I'm really thinking Facebook is kind of it for me. And as you know, Kathleen, I'm going to really give it a whirl with Instagram and go for that and see, you know. But otherwise, I find word of mouth really pretty tremendous in Facebook. I guess I'm more in alignment with Darla in that respect. So yeah, I can't wait to learn and soak it up, and thank you.
Thank you, Jane. All right. I know, Kira, you came in late, so I'm not sure if you want to have an input on what social media you're on, or if you like social media in general.
Hi, everybody. I want to firstly apologize for being late. Sorry about that. Firstly, yeah, social media and we aren't the best of friends. I have a platform. I'm just on Instagram, and I just want to learn really how to interact with more people on it, how to navigate it, how to actually use it, I suppose, in a positive light. I've started following Kathleen, and I just find everything she puts up very positive. She's very engaging with her audience. I find it really, really interesting, and I just kind of want to learn more, just on, I suppose, maybe on a professional level, but maybe on a personal level firstly, just to see how that all goes. But yeah, I wouldn't be great on social media. I have it, but it's more for browsing, I think, and not really sending any positive messages out there. So I'm excited to learn more from Kathleen. So thank you, Kathleen.
Kira. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So from there, I suppose, before you go on any social medias, if you are on any, I would take maybe a day to write down something, exactly what you want to achieve from your social media platform. What's your objective from it, your goals, who's your target audience, what message do you want to send out there to people? And then choose one social media platform that you do want to go on. But for today now, we are just going to go through the basics of LinkedIn. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all so you can see what I'm doing. 1 second. So here is my LinkedIn page. So basically, starting off, your profile picture has to be just you in the picture, no partners or children or anything like that. A clear picture. It doesn't have to be professional. It can be a selfie as long as it's a clear picture, no sunglasses, no hats on. And then background. So this is your LinkedIn banner. If you have a business, put your name up there, what you do, your email, or whatever you think is of interest to you or your audience. Then I have UrVeda's logo here and my logo. Underneath it then, my name and what I do. So put under there, always utilize there take advantage of that and put what you do there. So when people are viewing your profile or wanting to connect, they'll see your name and then they'll see mine as social media expert, entrepreneur and leader. And also I would recommend everyone putting their profile on public. If you are going to view other people's profiles, that you go into the profile picture up here and the me and the drop down button. So we're going to go into there and settings and privacy and visibility over here and profile viewing options. So I have mine on public. So this is what will come up to people that I'm social media and the industry I'm in social media networking platforms. So I want people to see that I'm interested in their profiles and viewing it and what they have to display on their profiles. So from then there, this is what I talk about on my profile. So these are the hashtags: mindset, success, marketing, social media, and personal development. And how you get these hashtags is you go down to creator mode here, click in here, and you can have a max of 5. You don't have to have 5 of them up, but you can. So say, for example, I want to change this success one to maybe, I can put it back up there again if I want by clicking it, or I want to change it, put it in here, I'll change it to business. So it'll come up there, business, and then click done. So this is actually the most important part of your page, all the details you have up here, because a lot of people don't actually go down through your page. They just look it up here. So if you've nothing up here to show them who you are and what you do, they're not really going to go down in your page and see if you have a load of stuff wrote down here and what exactly you do. So always have things up here and what you do and show off who you are. So then underneath that, I have where I'm from. And over here is my social media business and my education, but you can change that by going into the pencil button up here, just clicking in there and going down to education, and you can change it to whatever one you want. And also down here, I'd put in your website and save it, because that's going to come up at the top of your page. Here's mine. Then under here is the providing services that I provide. So social media marketing and training. These are the people that 80 people have viewed it in the last week, my profile, and 86 search appearances have come up in the last week. And then down here is the activity that I have been posting. So this one, for example, I just took a picture of the ocean when I was out walking. And I just said I would put up how important it is to take breaks. And so we have interaction through that from what people thought and how it is important to take breaks. But from this as well, I also post some social media tips. So just even in this one, what I just posted today, and 5 questions to ask yourself before you post. What is my audience going to get from this? Will they feel inspired, connected, or entertained? Is my caption full of my industry jargon? Is this most relevant to my current business goals? Am I publishing because I need to get content out today? If you are just publishing for the sake of it, pause and think about it. Why am I actually putting this out there? Will people benefit from this post? Am I teaching them something? Is it shareable? Is it educating them? What do I expect my audience to do with this post? Is it clearly stated? So call to actions. What do you have wrote on the post? Because believe it or not, people will not do anything with that unless you clearly state to them, comment below. I'd love to hear your opinion, or please share with your friends. So sharing is caring. I said, if this was helpful to you, do me a favor and share in your stories. So we go back up here. So then down here we have the about. So you just add a few lines in about yourself and what you do. And then you'll have all your experience and your education, and then your skills people can endorse you with. So from that, I'm just going to check in with everyone and see, is everyone okay so far, or is there any questions? You can just put up your hand if you have any questions or anything to ask so far. Yes, Janet?
I'm not sure how to put the logos on, like you have the two logos.
So I created that banner on Canva. I'm not sure if you use Canva design,
Yes.
and then I
Oh,
added
yeah.
them in. Yeah,
Gotcha. Thank you.
no problem. Any other questions? Perfect. We'll move on. Share the screen. So from that, reaching out to people and connecting with new people. So say, for example, you wanted to connect with someone who's in business. I would go up to the search button and put in business coach. So here is, you can actually go into people if you want them individualized up here, or there's groups or companies, different posts, events. So you have all these options up here who you want to connect with. So say, for example, I'm just going to go into this Andrea Allison Ahern, mindset and business coach, and she's from Dublin. So just always have a quick read of their page and see what they're interested in. So she looks very interesting to me so far. Just have a quick read on what she does. I'm extremely passionate about helping people and supporting personal growth. I have thoroughly enjoyed working on this with my clients in my business and now wish to apply these skills and passion to people-focused company. And she's a bachelor's degree in law and Spanish. This has provided me with ability to situations, various perspectives. It has furthered my critical thinking, problem solving and organizational skills. So she is her own boss in a year and a half. So she's an entrepreneur. So we connect over that, and that she is even from Ireland. So don't actually follow her. Go into the more button and go down to connect. And then add note. And I'm just going to send her a message. So you can actually have a scripted thing if you want and copy and paste, saving yourself time and maybe editing it then to see what suits their profile. But I wouldn't send the exact same message to everyone. Personalize it to them and who they are. So just something simple like that. That's all you have to send them, and it starts the conversation going and see if you have mutual things in common. So from that, then that's kind of building your audience then. But from that, I would also, if you are posting content on LinkedIn, always before you post it for 15, 20 minutes, start commenting, go into your homepage and comment on people's posts and interact with them. Show that you're active and you're actually interested. And I don't mean just like, well done, or congratulating them on something. Actually read what it's about, see if you're actually interested in it, if it's any interest to you. So go through it all, and as well, then when you do post, do it for another 15 minutes afterwards you post. So I might just see, is there a post here that might be interesting? Because a lot of people just post their own content on it and expect people to come and join their business, or else they might be even, for example, posting on UrVeda's page, for example. We go up to UrVeda's page.
Kathleen, what did you say about 15 minutes?
So
Waiting.
like when you go on your social media, so you're on Facebook at the minute, Janet, when you go on your social media, do you interact with people, comment on their posts?
Oh, not as much as I need to.
Yeah. So if you are posting something online, I would recommend for 15 to 20 minutes, start commenting on people's posts before you post your content, and for 15 minutes after. It shows the algorithm and the people you're connected with it that you are interested, and it shows that you do want to be seen and heard out there.
I got you.
It's very
Thank you.
important. It's actually very, very important. But say, for example, we'll go into UrVeda's page. I'll just view it as a member. If you're coming into this page every day and all you're doing is hitting, for example, on this post about Janet, just reposting it and not writing anything on it, but just reposting it to your page, and every day you're just doing the same, well, then people are just going to get sick of that and have no interest. All they're seeing is you're just interested in your own business and what you want to promote. Yes, do come into this every day if you want, and comment on what's interested in you, and post the ones that you really have benefited from or get something out of, but don't come in every day and reshare it to your page. Reshare the ones you like and enjoy, or you're attending them masterclasses, and comment on things that you like as well, or comment on every post you can, but resharing them to your page. I wouldn't reshare them. I would start resharing other people's posts that you're interested in. So I would. So even going through your news feed, see at this time of the night, always nearly have a time set, a time frame of what time you are going to post. Like there's always coaches out there saying, oh, 6 a.m. is the best time to post, or 9 a.m. No, it's whatever time suits you. Whatever time suits you, and try and aim and go for the same time every day, so people actually see, oh well, yes, I see Jane is posting at 9 a.m. today. It's going to be every day that she's going to post. She has that set plan in herself. Okay, here's a post. I don't know a single financially successful person who rises and grinds at 5 a.m. I don't know a single financially successful person who shows up at Equix with a chai latte at 7 a.m. I wouldn't be impressed if you were up at 3 a.m. working on a pitch deck the night before we needed it. Sleep deprivation is terrible for your health and performance, and it makes you less present and coherent during the workday. Hustle culture isn't a race to the top, it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to burnout. Go to bed at a sensible time, get 8 hours sleep, stop being a douchebag. So would anyone have, if I was to comment on something like that, what would you comment on it? Would anyone have any comment to put on that? You can put up your hand. Russell, would you have a comment to put on that?
Well, I'm not sure that that was socially accepted terminology, but I think that his point is well taken, that we do need to respect our bodies. Without sleep, we're worthless. We're worthless to ourselves, to our family, our loved ones, and the world. So that would be my comment.
Thank you. Yes.
I have a comment.
Uh-oh.
Are you talking about me?
I was actually just thinking about that when I was reading it, going, this is John Abbott staying up all night.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect. Yes, Catherine?
Because my career is wellness, I would consider, but I would then double think it, and then I decide maybe no, I shouldn't, and then I talk myself out of it. But I would like to put in a comment that would support what he says, because I agree with it, with some information that I have.
Yes, yeah, I think that is bringing it always back to your experiences and what you see from that. Take whatever away from it that you see from it. I don't agree.
Is that not like?
In it, but that was just a random post that I found out at this time of night. There's usually better ones coming up earlier on in the day.
So my question, Kathleen, is it okay to kind of promote yourself as an expert if you have something, constructive to say?
Yes, definitely, 100%. Like, it's all about as well putting your services out there to people, but not just posting them and saying, well, look, I have this masterclass, come and join every day. Going and commenting on them and see how you can help them, wording it in the correct way, that you're basically solving their issues and what issues that they have.
Oh, great. Didn't know that. Brilliant. Thank you.
No problem. So anyone else, any questions?
I don't have a question, but I have an observation, if I may.
Yeah.
If you can scroll back up, if you could share your screen again and scroll back up to the very top of your feed. It was the one with Tony Robbins at the very top.
Oh, yes. I met lots of people who achieved their goals and
No, it's not even about that. What I'm pointing at is the lady that reposted that. Well, I can't see her name there at the moment. Anne Baba, or whatever. Like, that's somebody who is, they're basically using Tony Robbins' material to try and promote themselves to their market. Okay, and that's a really smart thing to do. So somebody like Tony Robbins would be somebody we would. Let's be honest, we would love to have somebody like Tony Robbins on UrVeda. But if you're going to be talking about UrVeda, reposting or resharing stuff from people like Tony Robbins or other coaches, the audience that they have are the audience that would be interested in what we have on UrVeda. So to me, that would be a very smart thing to repost if you're looking for something to share.
Definitely, but what I would change is instead of just reposting it, I would add in your own comment and your own hashtags.
Yes.
So I would, and what you think of this post yourself. So if you are going to have a read of it, what that actually means to you, have you learned something from that when you're reposting it to your own? So it's not just like you're posting randomly all the time.
Okay.
Sorry, Kathleen, I'm just wondering, would you be able to kind of just do a quick demo there of how you would change that post to something that you could post yourself? If it was you would put a comment and then you would post it from your comment?
Yeah, I know. So first of all, you'd read the post, so I have to read it first. I have met lots of people who achieve their goals and are miserable, depressed, angry, and unfulfilled. That's because pleasure only lasts for a moment or two. It's in the body. It's like eating cake. Happiness is in the mind. You get the grade or the job or the car. Someone gives you a compliment or you win an Academy Award. It's great, but it doesn't last. Pretty soon it's just a statue on the mantle or a car in the garage, right? Only growth and contribution give us fulfillment and meaning. And I suppose this is actually very relevant to growing UrVeda as well. Life wants us to grow, and what we're doing and the coaches that we're bringing on. The more we grow, the more we have to give. Remember, what you give will never make you truly happy. The whole game is who we become. It's not about achieving the goal. It's about who you have to become in order to achieve the goal, the justice in the growth. So you can like it there, but you can also repost it. See the repost button here and share. Instead of just reposting, that's automatically going with no comments. Share with your thoughts. So you'd write something there exactly. So I'm going to ask Catherine now what she'd like to write there.
Come to UrVeda, Tony. We need you.
You could write something there and what it means to you to repost it and add a few hashtags that are relevant to that. So like personal development, social media, growth, achieving, coach, goals, things like that. Whatever
And
you want.
UrVeda. Don't forget hashtag UrVeda.
Hashtag UrVeda as well. Always put UrVeda in it.
That's actually a great tip because I didn't know about the hashtags. Wasn't clear about them. So that's a great tip to know about.
Yeah. And as well as that, just on the last point, I know we're coming near the end. If you really don't know what hashtags to use or you feel like you're using the same ones, you can put into Google the hashtag generator. So this is a free app or a free platform, and just say I want to put in social media. And just scroll down. It always gives you loads of hashtags, and all you have to do is press copy and it'll come up there. Press OK and go back in then to your LinkedIn that you're in and just press paste, and all them hashtags are there. You can edit them. You don't have to add all them in. You can take them out if you want to take out branding or SEO or add in UrVeda or whatever ones you want. It's just a quick tip. Or else as well, for the hashtags, if you want to open a Word document and create your own, not always using the same ones. So you always have that in your Word where you can copy and paste them as you're going along.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sorry.
Planoly will do that too. They bring up all the hashtags and you can add that to your post on Planoly.
Which does that? Sorry, Janet.
On Planoly, you can pre-date and plan your posts and then add your hashtags to it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So that's really. Is there a number on LinkedIn of hashtags that are good to have, or is there?
No, I know there's a max of 30 on Instagram, and they do say utilize them all and use the 30, but LinkedIn, no, I don't see that there is.
Okay.
So what's your recommendation on the number of hashtags, Kathleen, that
Well, I wouldn't have 100 of them now or something. Even if you have 10 or 15 of them, or if you want to put up to 30, I tend to put up to 30 on my Instagram. I wouldn't so much on my LinkedIn. My Instagram I would, and I can see then who actually seen my post from the Instagram, but we'll go through that on another day. Sorry, John, did you want to say something there?
I was only going to ask what the optimum number of hashtags is for LinkedIn. So greater minds than me have already got that. I've already got there.
But I would say don't use the same ones, mix them up, and even mix them up in order. So, and see what's working for you. But you can also go into and search people. Say if you wanted to put in your search button, hashtag social media, and see who is following the social media hashtag. So if you wanted to do that either. Yes, Daryl? Yeah. I see your hand up, Daryl.
Yeah, what I was going to say is you guys do know that when you use your hashtags, make sure you make one that's custom just to you and always input it, because when they click on that hashtag, it brings them straight to you.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys didn't know that, that is one of the reasons why the hashtags are so important, because it literally brings them to you.
Sorry, Darla, do you mean a hashtag for your business, like your website or something?
I have one for my business. I have things that I individually do. The other part of that is, like, say when you include like life coaching or coaching goals, you're going to also land your information all the way into all kinds of different groups. So there's a combination to why you want to use your hashtag, because it's not only for them to click it in it when it's on your page. They can, or you can say, hey, use this hashtag in the search bar and you can find me. Or you can, you know, when you're out there, when you use it in your dialogue, it automatically syncs it to all the different groups that are formatted around that specific subject. So your content meets and makes it out there.
Yeah, but
Right,
with the
thank you, Dara.
hashtags as well, I would say like the ones that have hundreds of thousands of views, your content isn't really going to be seen by them. So kind of go for the ones with the smaller amount of views, because if you're going for even something like social media and it has over 1 million views, you go in to actually click in to see when you posted your content and see can you find it, because you probably won't. It'll be way down the page. You want your thing to be up at the top, but mix them up and see what works for you.
Right.
Has anyone any other questions before we just finish up? It's just come after 10 o'clock.
So how do you test the efficiency of your hashtag posting?
We'll just work, have a few hashtags for yourself and see what's working for you. Are you getting any attention from them? Are you posting hashtags at the minute?
I am. How do I know if my hashtags are working? I don't know how to do that.
Well, what hashtags are you using?
Like multi-level marketing and early retire early, different things that are suggestive of being a success and having a comfortable life, a variety of different expressions.
And did you ever click into any of them hashtags that you're using?
I didn't know that they were clickable. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, if you want to click into them and see actually when you're reposting something, say if you were reposting something about UrVeda, and click in and see, can you see that UrVeda post? If you can't see it, other people are more than likely not going to see it either. So mix up your hashtags and see what ones that they can see that don't have millions of likes.
Can you tell us what hashtags actually do?
Well, they can bring people to your page. It doesn't necessarily mean that they'll follow you. They just can bring people to your page and see what you're talking about. So say, for example, you put in personal development, UrVeda, they'll bring you to UrVeda's page, because I have that as the company hashtag UrVeda. So they will bring them to that. So it's kind of just directing them and see what you're talking about, instead of you saying hashtag farming. You're not talking about farming, like. It's kind of what topics you're discussing.
So you're saying that there are people that are visiting LinkedIn, for example, and clicking on hashtags to see what's happening in that subject area every day.
Yeah, you would be actually very surprised. Maybe you should start doing it now, Russell.
I'm told my mind is blown. You should have started with that.
I'm glad you like that.
Thank you. Brilliant.
I can't see that screen, Darla. I actually don't know what that says. Sorry.
It's saying hashtag DR Designs.
Hashtag DRW Designs. That is my business name.
I missed the W, sorry.
That's okay. And what it does is when I put it in the search bar, so I was showing you because she was explaining when you search it. So I put in mine and I just said, okay, let's see what happens. It immediately loads me to all the different sites that I have put DRW Designs, and it shows all of my content of different things that I do.
Wow.
And I mean, and look, and that one gets a lot. It has tons of content. I was like, that thing just keep going.
Beneficial.
So, make sure you're using your business name. I was just like, I'm super excited she's talking about the hashtag, because when I found out the hashtag, I was like, put it on everything.
Yeah, but just do your research on them. See what's working for you and what's not. Don't keep using the same ones. Just mix them up. So I am going to be very excited to see all your hashtags, Russell. I just want to say thank you everyone for joining tonight, and I hope you got some tips out of that and you enjoyed it, and I look forward as well to seeing you all next week.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Many thanks.
Excellent class.
Appreciate
it.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant.
So much content.